Steven Spielberg, Ben Affleck, a family pool party, and a grudge that killed a Hollywood movie. This is the wild story of how one splash destroyed a multi-million-dollar project. What's up, everyone? So imagine this. You're a screenwriter who just got Steven Spielberg attached to your movie. That's the dream, right? Everything's going perfectly. And then it all falls apart because of something that happened at a pool party years ago. Sound crazy? Well, that's exactly what screenwriter Mike Binder says happened with his 2006 film Man About Town. And the story he just revealed on a podcast is absolutely wild. Let me break it down for you. Okay, so here's the background. Mike Binder wrote this script called Man About Town about a Hollywood agent, and somehow he got the Steven Spielberg interested in it. We're talking about the guy who made Jaws, E.T., Jurassic Park, Schindler's List, literally one of the greatest directors of all time. Initially, Spielberg was going to direct it himself through his company, DreamWorks Pictures. But then Spielberg changed his mind and told Binder, hey, you should direct this yourself. I'll back you. Pretty amazing opportunity, right? So Binder's like, perfect. And he starts thinking about casting. And for the lead role, he wanted Ben Affleck. This is 2006, remember. Affleck had done Good Will Hunting, Pearl Harbor. He was a big name. So Binder calls up Spielberg to pitch him on casting Ben Affleck. And this is where it gets interesting. According to Binder, Spielberg immediately says, no, can't do it with him. And Binder's probably thinking, okay, maybe it's a scheduling thing. But then Spielberg gives him the reasons. We just bombed with a movie with him. He's got that whole J-Lo thing going on now. Now, context, this was during Affleck's tabloid era with Jennifer Lopez. Jiggly had just come out and flopped hard. So that part makes sense from a business perspective. But then Spielberg adds, and I have other problems with him. Other problems? What does that mean? Well, Binder asks, and Spielberg tells him a story. And buckle up because this is where it gets absolutely bizarre. So apparently, this goes way back to when Ben Affleck was dating Gwyneth Paltrow. And here's the thing. Gwyneth Paltrow is Steven Spielberg's goddaughter, so they're all kind of family. According to what Spielberg allegedly told Binder, they all went on a family vacation together, and at some point, Spielberg's young son was playing in the pool. The kid gets out of the pool, and Ben Affleck's just standing there, fully clothed, right by the pool. And Spielberg's son, being a kid, playfully pushes Ben into the pool. Now, Ben's fully clothed, so yeah, probably annoying. But here's where it allegedly went wrong. Ben apparently got really mad, climbed out of the pool, picked up Spielberg's son, and threw him back into the water, hard enough that the kid started crying. Now, whether this is playful roughhousing that went too far, or whether Ben was genuinely angry, we don't know. But clearly, Spielberg never forgot it. And when Binder asked why he was even telling him this story, Spielberg allegedly said, I just don't like to work with him. Plus, his last 2 movies bombed, find somebody else. Anyone but him. He's cold as hell. Cold as hell. Those were reportedly Spielberg's exact words about Ben Affleck. So Binder has to call Affleck's agent and basically say, sorry, we can't cast Ben. And here's where it gets even more dramatic. Ben Affleck immediately calls Binder back, and according to Binder, Ben says, did Steven Spielberg tell you I threw his kid in the water? Is that what happened? Is that why I'm not on your movie? Think about that for a second. Ben knew exactly why he wasn't getting cast. He knew about the pool incident, and he knew Spielberg was still holding on to it. Now, Binder tried to deny it at first, but Ben wasn't buying it. So Binder, wanting to make the movie he wanted to make, calls Spielberg back and says, look, I still want Ben for this role. And Spielberg apparently agreed. Problem solved, right? Wrong. The very next day, Binder got a call. DreamWorks was dropping the entire project. The movie was done. So Man About Town eventually did get made in 2006, but with a much smaller budget, without DreamWorks backing, and it basically went straight to DVD. Most people have never even heard of it. All allegedly because of a pool fight that happened years earlier. Now, we should note this is Mike Binder's version of events. Neither Spielberg nor Affleck have publicly commented on this story. But if it's true, it's a crazy reminder that in Hollywood, relationships matter just as much as talent. And sometimes one bad moment can follow you for years. What do you think? Was Spielberg justified in holding a grudge? Or should he have let it go? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into Hollywood drama, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories like this. I'll see you in the next one.